What is going on, everyone? We got a special guest. As you can see, now he can say his name for himself. That way we can clear the air.
Yes. For everyone that's ever wanted to know, it's Iota Pi 322. So of all the YouTubers, it's not Red. Well, Red Fox got it, and Red Panda got it. So congrats to them for getting the Greek right.
Yoda Pie. Yoda. Can I just say Yoda? Because I think I said that with Panda yesterday.
For you, you're allowed.
Yoda is so much easier. Yoda Pie. I should remember that.
Yeah. For you, anytime.
Iota?
Yeah.
Iota Pie?
Yeah, Iota Pi, like the Greek.
I guess I could just put an I in front. Like, that's not hard.
So, how you doing?
Pie.
How you doing, Rabid?
I'm doing good. What is this? I'm your biggest fan. You got a fan right there. Look at that.
Wow. I won.
Man. Not Meth Man. I was like, what is going on with that name?
Wow. Yeah, that Panda's on here. He's like, yes, I won. I was the guy. I was the only one.
Yep, he is. He won. Let's do a roll call. Who do we got? I see Rio6969 is in the Tubester. What do we got in the Twitchster. Now we got to check out Tubester. Oh, I don't know. I wonder if this works. Fudweiser. That work? I'm probably echoing away like crazy now. I think that worked. Let me know. All right, we got Andres 23007. What do we got coming on? Steve Laco 3117. 10 minutes to midnight. Crypto Baltus. What is that? Doom Boots. Crypto Baltus again. Zip Pirate. So Zip Pirate's like, what happened? I go away on vacation and then everything's red. Well, you took crypto with you by the sounds of things. So at least you're back and now it's actually kind of green. That's good. Northern Crypto and Tech. Iota Pi. I see him right there. I say it right, I think. What we got there? Paul. Scrolling through. Squirrel Master. What's that? Jay Styles. Everything's at Act. Jock McMiner. Is that for you too, or just me?
That's for me too. Yeah, I see it.
What did YouTube do? Everything's messed up. It jumped on me. We got a member for 2 months. Wolfpack's a pirate 2 years and still no bull run. No.
Yeah.
Crazy. The pirate for crypto mine this. All right, guys. So I think, did I miss anyone? Just yell at me. But yeah, crazy times right now. Let's just jump into this. We do have some green. Can I change this around? There we go. There's a little bit of green there, so that's a bonus. So what's going on? What are you doing? How's what's it called there? The pool.
Oh man, I am behind in doing some maintenance on it, moving some stuff to co-location. My weekend got totally toasted, so I'm still catching up. But we got some new stuff coming into play. We got the test stratum going for the new Zealous hard fork coming up. And then I got to make an announcement, but we're going to be delisting Nexa off of the pool, and we're going to delist Saxton off the pool. So we're going to clear up a couple things, move some things around. So busy.
Nexa saying goodbye. What's going on? I remember something. What was it? It was years ago now, where they're talking about FPGA nodes and stuff. Like, what was all that about? That ever happened?
No, it never happened. They were going to require that node operators have a little USB FPGA running so that they could do computations or something to that effect. And then that never ended up happening. Just Dragon Ball took over the network basically.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, that's right. Dragon Ball. I forgot about them. I forgot there are other things other than just the Radiant thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's Jock McMiner asked about what is the miner for the test Zealous V3. I know that Triton's working on one, but I don't think I think there will be a binary that he will give for CPU. And I'll open the pool up for the test Zealous. I mean, I'll do it once I have made sure everything works properly. But I don't think there's an open binary for GPUs yet.
Triton, that's TNN, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
I hang out with these guys in the background. I just think of their names, not the miners. Sorry.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
TNN for all you guys out there
Yeah.
that are familiar with the miner name. So, you're saying kind of earlier before we started this that it sounds like CPUs are actually going to be faster than the GPUs, at least initially.
Yeah, so they've got some initial hash rates out there that Slick's posted, and I posted it on X yesterday, and I added a red panda to it. They're definitely bringing down the performance of the 170 HXs, and the CPU numbers are pretty good, actually, I have to say, and that's before any of these guys have really optimized. Yeah.
Yeah, like things are actually pretty close now, though. Like, aren't they? At least last time I tested it, they were. I don't know if a few updates have gone through. That was probably almost a year ago. So I don't know, but things were actually even like I was surprised how close together they actually managed to have CPUs and GPUs on one algorithm. It's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, the 170HX is just owning that network right now.
But that's not
Yeah.
going to be the case soon.
Uh, who knows once the hardcore, like the Regal miner and all those guys really dig into the new algorithm. But initially, it looks actually pretty well balanced. I mean, across the board.
Well, yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a balanced thing. Nothing is supposed to have an advantage over the other, in theory. Like,
Right.
so.
Yeah, they did a bunch of stuff where they changed how many rotations have to happen in this scratch pad area and blah blah blah, but it basically leveled the playing field a lot more.
Yeah, there we got Doom Boots there saying it won't last. GPU miner devs will find a way. They always do. Everyone's always trying to tweak things, but it's nice to see that the Zealous dev, like, he's still trying to make them closer and closer. Zealous has been around for, it has some time under its belt now, and they're still trying to tweak things. So yeah, we're gonna see GPU devs probably pull ahead a little bit of stuff again, but we're also gonna see, probably if that happens, or we're gonna see another thing that's happening right now is another tweak possibly. So he's trying to keep it close. So that
Yeah,
is a good thing.
and he's got smart contracts coming out, and I know that a couple guys have put together like a DEX for the new smart contracts, and
Oh wow.
yeah.
What's the
So they're
speed on Zealous? Like, how fast is Zealous right now? Actually, like it's almost like a Duro, isn't it?
oh, I'm not even going to get into that conversation. Those guys
I
hate.
can't.
Those guys
I know they
hate.
hate each other,
Yeah, I don't
but
even
but
want to
they
go there.
but then there looks like there's some similarities there. But I know they don't like each other,
Yeah,
and yeah,
yeah,
maybe I shouldn't use Duro straight out, but like there are similarities. But Duro's also speed wise is pretty good, and Zealous is pretty good if it's around there. I don't know what is their block times actually, because I wanted before I got into this, I kind of want to say, this is actually sounds like they're becoming more advanced than Kaspa. And I know Kaspa people are going to be like, "Whoa, don't even."
Oh my
But
God, let's not even go there and piss people off like that.
that's what I mean. But
No.
hey, I like people getting mad. It causes engagement. So
Yeah.
let's do it.
Currently, I just looked it up. Zealous is at 15 seconds, and I don't know if they're gonna. I think they may double the block speed to bring it down to 7. I
That's pretty
think so.
fast.
I mean, I think so.
That's fast.
Um,
Like, I know Casper, oh, we're 1 second, we're 10 blocks per second now, but like people don't seem to care about it. Now we have smart contracts coming, Dex is coming, and stuff for Zealous. Zealous is privacy. People are moving to privacy, and it's a fairly fast blockchain. Like, I'm gonna laugh my head off if it destroys Caspa. And Caspa, the best thing about Zealous also, which is the algorithm, any consumer hardware can mine it. And
yeah.
that'd be awesome.
And
I
the
think
dev is extremely honest. I mean,
that too.
you have,
A great
yeah,
upfront dev who's always talking to the community.
yeah. He's. I've dealt with a lot of them. I'm not saying anyone's not, uh, you know, uh, honest, but he goes out of his way to be fair and giving to the community, and he's really dedicated.
Panda says, "Let's go there."
Oh
Oh
man.
man, yeah, crazy.
Yes, yes. So what did I see? I saw, was it the pirate said something earlier in the chat? What did he say? What he said something about um oh, where was it here? Blah 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 blah. He said something I want to say. I remember when Zealous was selling for $50 to $100 per coin in the early days. And you know what? That's actually how it always is, right?
Oh yeah, everything's always high at first. That's why, like, even if you find a rug pull coin, they're usually high at first, and that's when they become zero, is because they get rugged. Obviously, we're not saying Zell's rugged, but there's still money to be found even in the early stages of dumb rug pulls. So,
Yeah.
and that's
I
the stage we're
mean,
about to run into, especially moving into a bear, because that's where they all start.
Rabid, do you remember, God, was it last year or 2 years ago? Like there were so many of those what was it, the Ghost Rider algo
Oh yeah,
clones, and it
that
was
was.
everyone had to mine early, right, to get
Mm-hmm.
the master nodes, and I mean, how many of those did we go through?
There's a lot. That's probably what, 3 years, about a year or two after the other. I don't know. It's been going on for a while. Probably from 3 to 4 years straight. A lot of forks happening, and some of them are just clear as day rug pulls. Because what they get to watch for in those is how did the fee structure change once the nodes went online? Because that was the big thing. Because for the first pre 5,000 blocks, I think it was 100% proof of work rewards. And then it usually was around that 5 to 8,000 block. Once that was hit, the nodes kick in, and they could be anywhere from cutting the network at 50% to being 90% all nodes and only 10% per miners. And the higher it was that was going to nodes, the more likely they were a rug pull because they wanted that node
100%.
pump and stuff. So yeah, it was pretty crazy. So, that's some of the things you look for is, how much of a node pump will this have? And then you catch it at the node pump, and that's when you dump it. And then it ultimately the coin died anyway. So yeah, it was
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
There was a lot of them, but then eventually there's so many, they like people quit buying them because they're just stupid at that point. So yeah, I don't know.
There was like one, I think we came across it. It was at one point there was some GitHub repo where you could press one button and generate like a website for it and generate the node for it and everything.
What?
Yeah,
Oh
there was one
wow.
point. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Start your own fork with one click.
Yeah, one click.
Holy,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah,
that's
Jock
sick.
McMiner is like Taft. Oh yeah, Taft was one for sure. Yeah.
Taft. Taft. Yeah, I remember Taft, and then there was Dunduck.
Oh God. Um,
Dunduck. Oh man.
but we made some good money on the really weird ones that like was it was not Vast AI. What was that? What was that one that uses that used not Cuckoo? It was that really weird AI coin. Oh
What?
man, I'll remember in a little. That thank you, Vish AI.
Oh,
Thank
Vish.
you, Dude
Yeah,
Boots.
Vish. I think
God,
I still got that on my spreadsheet. I don't
yeah,
know.
but
Oh,
because it
Vish
was
AI. Yeah.
so weird, like and you got on it at first, man. A lot of people we made some good money on that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot about that one. But yeah, that was about a year ago where you started adding, like, it became Ghost Rider forks, and then it started moving into this AI thing. And now it's just like you fork a coin, put AI in the name, and then it becomes a new coin.
yeah, exactly,
Vish
exactly.
AI and all these AIs, and none of them are AI. Oh man,
Oh
yeah,
God,
I forgot about Vish.
yeah, yeah. But we've been through. I mean, this. I mean, you got to admit the bear market. It was kind of fun and exciting trying to get those. Get your rigs all set up for the coins and mining it and hitting the initial ones and sending it to the exchange at first. I mean, we had some fun.
Oh yeah, it's a blast, and technically that's still the only thing we can really do because all the established coins got too much hash rate. Like Monero, like what is Monero at for hash rate right now? For prime
Yeah.
example, when it comes to CPUs, anyway. We got Monero here, 5.8 gigahash, like
God's
insane.
almighty.
But like it's an emission coin of 170,000. That's not too shabby, but definitely it's not major. We need more stuff here. Like what is here? Like taking a look at ASIC versus GPU versus CPU coins. Obviously, the top four coins here they're ASIC. Ethereum Classic. Some people still, are on it with GPUs, which I don't know why, free power, but that's technically ASIC. And then we got CPU, then we got ASIC, and then GPU. So the highest emission GPU coin is only $28,000. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. And you and I have been talking about all these AI farms, and I don't know if the crew here has been paying attention, but like NVIDIA's been selling GPUs like crazy, and there's been this huge data center build out. But like if you look at the Oracle and all that, no one's like renting, no one's using it. So you have all this AI bought out, huge epics and H100s and A100s out there. They're just sitting idle, and when they're sitting idle, they still want to make money. So they're coming after the crypto coins to make that money.
Yeah, AI is turning into Ethereum. It's pretty soon. It's not gonna. There's gonna be too much hardware once it's gone. That bubble cracks or something. And they're actually starting to notice lower demand, which is crazy. Because like technically, what is AI? Like I know we built rigs, whatever, for AI. Half the crypto AI isn't AI. It's just hash rate rental services. But like Elon Musk, I understand he has Grok, so he's actually using his hardware that he's buying for AI. But like Oracle and stuff, for an example, what is their plan on this? They're buying all this stuff for AI, but like they don't have AI. They expect people to rent their stuff for AI, but people like that are actually have AI, they're buying their own hardware for themselves. So who's going to be renting this stuff for AI? And that's a big thing with Flux too, is, oh, you can just rent all their stuff and do this. But like, who's actually doing it? Whoever's running their own infrastructure, running their own AI, running real AI and stuff, they got their own hardware anyway. So what is the third party AI for? That's always been on top of my head. Like, why? What is it? Like, what is AI for normal people? Like, is there even AI? Is it a scam?
Well, the data center build outs, and who knows? I'm like, I don't want to say it's a bubble because then I'll be wrong. But I just looked at those earnings from NVIDIA this past week, and like they're doing the same thing that like Cisco did back in the early 2000s or late 90s and early 2000s, where like they would make a bunch of stuff, put it in the channel, and the channel had a bunch of inventory, and it looked as sold for like Cisco, or in this case NVIDIA, but it just, no one was buying it. It was just sitting in distributors. Their last earnings this past week showed that.
Interesting. Panda says it's crypto mining rentals for people who can't mine at home, which makes sense.
Sure. Like if you find a coin that no one's really on, and you jump on over to Octa or whatever, and you do the math, right? Do the math first to make sure that you can at least double your money with rentals. It makes sense to me. I've done it before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. And then like rentals, like I've never set up any type of rental type of thing. I did a video on Chlor before Hive really added it in the way they have now, but that was just a setup. Like I've never ran it and stuff because one, my internet sucks and stuff like that. But like for the most part, like I've never ran any of that. So I'd like to try it, but at the same time, main reason I see some people using these platforms is to just kind of sneak under the radar and find new coins that no
100%.
one may know about yet.
Sure.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Last week was the end of a month-long run for, what was it, Midnight Coin? Not Midnight Coin, Nocturne, I think it was. Basically a token.
Nocturne. Why does that sound familiar?
I could be wrong on this because there's so much stuff going on right now. But it was a token on the Ergo chain, and people were getting every single 5090 they could, renting every single 5090 to basically mine this token. So that's why all the rental services were basically empty. And someone in chat can correct me if I'm wrong on the name. But what else has been going on? We got We got ore back in the mix. They're V3. It's
Or
not it's not mineable anymore. It's on
oh,
on Solana. It's not mineable anymore, but they're back.
okay, yeah. I thought we were talking. Yeah, that's because we were talking about that kind of on Friday with Panda in the stream. They're mentioning or I was like, I thought that's not mineable anymore, but okay, it still isn't.
Yeah, it still isn't. But my God, they're doing something like $1 million a day in revenue now. It's unbelievable.
What? And what? Like staking?
No,
Like
this is the
proof of
deal.
stake? Like what is happening?
It's brilliant. It's absolutely
Brilliant.
brilliant.
A brilliant scam, or it's brilliant how it's actually
100%.
working good.
It's like the lotto. It's like the state lottos. Like you buy in to get a chance, and then if no one wins the lotto, it rolls over to the next period, and people
Wow.
buy in, and then they burn some tokens and to make it all crypto-y. But they've instituted a lot. They've instituted a lotto, and they're doing $1 million a day in revenue.
Wow, that's not a scam at all. Like how does that work? Like what is the lotto? How are they choosing things? Because now we're talking about blockchain stuff, and blockchain is supposed to have everything written, everything there. So how are they choosing addresses that are on the blockchain that aren't winning because it's making up addresses to draw or something? How does that work?
Well,
You think it would be picking addresses that are actually bought in order
yeah,
to
I
work?
mean, let's make the assumption it's on the up and up. I mean, it all has to be written in the smart contracts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, not that I've dug into their code at all. I've just been looking at the numbers and looking at what they did, and that's what was impressive to me. I don't know what the smart contract says. I don't know how they choose the winners, but when it came up that, oh my gosh, my ore that I own was worth $20, is now worth $250, is like, oh, I'm going to pay attention.
Yeah, no doubt. So I wonder. So has anyone like the draws are monthly or what? And has anyone won yet?
Therein lies the important part.
Because if nobody ever wins, depending on how often the draws are, what if in 2-3 months you're gonna wake up and see your aura is worth 10 cents?
100%. Completely agree with you.
Massive rug coming in.
Someone smarter than me, jump in chat and tell us.
Yeah, like what's happening there? Multiple times daily? There's multiple draws a day?
Love it.
You could join multiple times. But like has anyone ever won? Has there been a winner? That's confirmed, not like a dev team that's lying. Like, I don't
This
know.
language is key.
Like we need the fine elements. Just someone won, there's a winner, but was it a real person? Was it a bot account? Was it oh man. That doesn't sound right at all.
Oh, I was wrong. It's 5 million in revenue in 2 weeks. There we
Oh,
go.
2 weeks. Oh,
In
that's
2
still
weeks.
pretty decent.
That was November. Yeah, it was 2 days ago they posted that. I'm looking at it on X right now.
Panda has never won yet. Yusuf Putt says it's a Ponzi. It sounds
For
like
sure.
one. 100%.
For sure.
Sounds like nice hash lottery mining. It's gambling 100%. Totally.
100% gambling. Yeah, I mean, literally. I mean, it's a lotto.
It might not even be gambling. It might, for all we know, like it's set up that no one could win. Like, I don't understand. Like this, you should almost have like a guaranteed winner each time. But I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. It just it's back from the dead again. Those are the things I've been looking at.
That's insane. Yeah, I never even heard of that. I never really followed ore because I never mined it. So yeah, I have no idea. Like I haven't really touched any coins on a GPU for like years, I think. The last time I turned on my GPU, I think it was to test hash rates on RandomX to see how well it was because I got asked a question. Like I already knew they were horrible, but like someone asked me in a video a while back, well, why don't you just mine it on a GPU? And like the hash rate sucks. So like, well, what is it? So I was like, okay, well, I'll try it and see again because it's been forever. So I actually recorded a video on a 3070 to see the hash rate, and yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the last time I think I used a GPU.
I haven't had my GPUs on since maybe February or March.
Yeah, that's a while. Yusuf says, Rabid, what do you think the lotto is? I don't know. Yeah, it always does keep going over. But they randomly draw numbers and stuff. But like, I don't play the lotto or anything. Well, unless you count like solo Bitcoin miners or something. But that's a draw every 10 minutes. So you're getting draws all the time. And we know how the hash rate works. So obviously, you know, that's not a scam. Or Oilers 50-50. There's always a winner every draw because they only pick ticket numbers of someone who purchased. So like, you know, that's the things I look at. I don't look at things that, okay, no winner, no winner, no winner, no winner. So yeah, I don't know. Like the real lottery, I guess. You're right. It is like the real lottery, but I don't know. But you think blockchain, you think they would pick a winner because they know all the addresses. They don't just make up an address to draw. Okay, you didn't win because we don't have this address. It automatically knows if someone has an address or not. So I don't understand how that part's working. Yeah, that's weird.
I'm looking at Or's website right now, and I don't know if it's old or not, but yeah. I think their website's old right now. They don't have the new stuff, which that's weird.
Panda's looking at his 170HX, regretting everything. Oh, where's hashrate.io here? Let's see what GPUs. 170HX, Epic. Wow, Epic Cash is still the top coin there. That's crazy.
God. Yeah, it's Random X though, right?
Prog Pow for GPU.
Oh, Prog Pow, yeah. Oh, Jesus. Look at the power. God almighty. 221 watts.
Yeah, 83-cent revenue, 19-cent profit after the power. Like people, a lot of people, like I know Cedric loves Prog Pow because obviously he's all about decentralization and anti-ASIC, and that makes sense, but so much power. So much. Like if Epic Cash swapped this over to something much more efficient, like you'd be making quite a bit more. They'd support more hardware. More hardware could go online. Like
the miner dev that can figure out how to drop power on Prog Pow is gonna win.
Oh yeah. Someone needs to do that. Here's Zealous hash V2. Zealous is in second place, though. Not too bad. Look at the power difference. 221 to 162.
Yeah.
15-cent, 19-cent profit.
But this is crazy numbers. Like, why would you even turn a GPU on for 15-cent profit?
I know that's rough. But then again, like, depends how many you have. If you have 1,000 GPUs and it's 15-cent profit, like, I don't know, like 0.15 times 1,000, just move the zero. That's 150 a day still. Like, it's not major, but that's still decent. You're covering power and still making 150. If you had 1,000 GPUs, that's quite the room and space and heat needed.
Yeah. Because you're not taking into account, like, I don't know that number. That number's not taking into account the fans running in your Octa miner to cool those 170.
That's what I wanted to say. Like, this is just GPU power. You got to deal with heat and other things. So you have big fans that use 200 to 300 watts each. You have this and that, and so much extra power. That's why even like when I set this up in my garage, I also plugged in my 120 volt stuff into like a drock meter box drock meter thing, just so I could track that, because all that is power that people don't even realize you're using. So you got, you know, your big network switches and, you know, little fans or whatever else, all that little stuff you never consider as part of power costs eats up quite a bit. I think I have like 400 or 500 watts in just stuff you never would have considered as power on top of just your normal mining rigs, right? So like, yeah, people don't count a lot of that stuff. It's extra expenses. That's part of your mining operation that you're losing money on if you're not counting that.
Those fans in the Octo miner suck up the wattage.
Oh yeah, they do.
I changed out. I did an experiment, and I talked to the guy that makes the molds for the shroud molds, and he made me 2 shroud molds that fit over the front of the Octo miners, and I had that in a Y connection going to like an 8-inch AC Infinity fan to cool my 170HX, just as a test, just to see what would happen. And you know, like even going 3/4, which kept everything nice and cool, that AC Infinity fan was only pulling like 70 watts, which was half the wattage of the four or five, regular Octominer fans. So those Octominer fans, they really pull the wattage.
That's crazy. Rabid Hashcat GPUs make bank. It's always about Yusuf's always about the Hashcat. I've never used that. Have you used that?
I mean, Hashcat, that's what all the rentals are for, right?
Oh, maybe.
Breaking people's passwords?
Yeah, that's what Hashcat's for. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what all you need for that, but obviously you shouldn't be talking about that because that's just bad.
Oh yeah, we'll get flagged. We'll be put
Bad
on a
stuff.
list.
Don't be doing that. Chinese junk fans. That too, yeah. What was that one thing I seen? I think it was Chump Change years back. He got a cheap AC Infinity style type of fan. And he was
Mhm.
going over like a cheap fan versus, the real fans. Obviously, the cheap fans are a lot cheaper. But like I think the AC Infinity was whatever, and then the cheap fan was using like 4 times more
Oh,
power
Jesus.
for like the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
RPM and stuff. Like, oh wow, like long term, that's gonna cost you more, especially if you have higher power costs. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I mean, right
crazy.
now, I know you are all about efficiency. That's your name of the game. And if we are indeed going back into the bear market, we got to turn some things down. We got to do the efficiency thing again. And fan power and your exhaust fans and all that have to be part of your calculus.
Yeah, and well, at least here, winter gets pretty cold, like -40. So, I got that advantage where I can just crack a window. Now that it's in the garage, I can like open the garage door and just like sub freeze my rigs.
Yeah, I don't have that issue, but no, I get it. You're right.
I want to do a test there actually to see because I know it all. Like when I had my rigs in the basement here, but when I only have like the single 30 app going right now because Panda has half my farm. But when I had everything going down here, I was using I don't even know like say 6,500 watts or something. And
Mhm.
then that's with a couple A6 and stuff as well. And then if I cracked open the windows when it was like -20 to -40 outside, and I closed the door and I got it like cold downstairs to like where it was only like 0 or +1, I lost like 2,000 watts at the wall.
What?
Like it was insanely more efficient. And then
Wow.
I always see everybody always say, heat your house, heat your house. But also our gas and stuff in Alberta is fairly cheap, things like that. Like I save money on running my rigs cold than heating my house because everything becomes
Wow.
so much more efficient with cold air.
Yeah, yeah. You know what actually may mess that up is, and I don't know about the rest of the area, but I recently re-upped my, natural gas, contract or whatever, and literally the price for natural gas doubled on me from 35 cents per therm to like 78. I
Oh
was like,
wow.
what
Yeah,
the?
I'm not even sure what our price is at like right now, but like
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
check that.
Yeah, I mean, it was like normally natural gas down here in the Atlanta area is nothing. And I was like, whoa, 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 this number seems really high. And I went back and looked. It was like, yeah, the price doubled on me.
So Pirate is saying Rabid, a Yoda Pie. I think I said it right. Did I?
Yeah, you got it, buddy.
I nailed it. Woohoo! Oh wow, where's my applause button? I gotta find it. Where's my applause button? I got one here somewhere. There it is. I don't know if anyone can hear it or not.
Yeah. The Arctic 8K RPM fans. Oh, he's talking about for the octo miners.
Yeah, he's saying something about their AK. They said their cost a pretty penny, but they're a lot more efficient. So yeah, I don't know.
Well, I only have 4 rigs left, so yeah, maybe it's worth it at that point. No, yeah, I pulled out all my 30 series. I only have 170 HXs sitting in Octominers right now. I got 4 rigs of that. Everything else is CPU rigs, man. Everything.
Yeah, same with me. Like, yeah, well, obviously. Obviously, mostly CPUs. I think mine some says he's about to join.
Hey,
Max Volter said he couldn't come on today.
Yeah, so Jock Miner's talking about some other coins that are out here. We got Grin. No one's been on Grin for a while. What is that? What is that even emission? What is the emissions on that these days?
Grin?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never checked it. I always thought it was weird that it shows up decent profit on GPUs, but yet there's an ASIC on for it. And I've always wanted one of those Apollo Grin ASICs, but I never got one. And yeah, it's crazy.
$3,500 a day in emissions, and it's Cockatoo 32. Yeah, that's all ASIC though, right, man?
Well, it shows up on hashrate.no as the top coin quite a bit, which is weird. As
Something to look into. Yeah, I mean,
like,
sometimes we got to circle back around and find these things, right?
oh, for sure. That's why I say, like, when I make a video sometimes on some coins, and then, you know, all of a sudden the hash rate pumps and everyone gets mad at me. And then all of a sudden I'm like, hey, I made the video. It's out there. You know, and I always say I have no problems coming behind people and stuff and scooping up scrap. So right now it's profitable. Tomorrow it's dead. A week from now it could be back. I already made the video, so I don't have to tell you about it again. I'm going back and, you know, I'm making money again. Like, you just have to keep going back and look at these coins multiple times over and over. And as hash rate drops on things, yields and stuff pick up quite a bit. And depending if enough fell off, you're back into profit, depending on, you know, how that price and stuff is looking.
You know, that's something I should talk to the author of hashrate.no. Like, he should allow you to register for alerts.
Oh yeah, that's something. But then, yeah, then nothing will ever be profitable. Everyone will have instant alerts.
You should allow me to register for alerts.
a private subscription. That's because sometimes, like, people, like, I know hashrate.no, just like how it used to be what to mine and stuff. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, add to stream. Boom.
Oh, there he is, the man.
What happened to me? I just.
What's up, guys?
Hey, what's happening?
Oh,
I don't know. Okay, I got to figure out how this works now. But am I still on there? It looks to me I disappeared.
Yeah, you disappeared, but let
That's
me see.
okay.
Maybe I can hide myself.
No, that's all right. Stay on there. It shows a few guys. I think I just have to adjust something here. Maybe. Oh, maybe because. Oh, maybe if I go to this one. No, it's not letting me change. Okay, I guess we'll go to this for now. This works. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Not too much.
Hello, my friend. How are you?
Oh, better than I deserve.
Oh man, you've been busy. I haven't seen you online in forever.
I have been extremely busy, but you hit me up on a Sunday. Luckily, I have a little bit of time to join you guys. I thought I might be a little bit too late, but looks like you're still going.
Yeah, so far. Panda has to go live here soon, though. I think we're running into his time.
Okay. Oh well, we can wrap it up then. We don't want to step on any toes or anything like that. But yeah, we've been talking. The market's tough right now. The market's super tough right now. We're talking about finding, you know, some of the old esoteric coins and sort of like, you know, maybe giving them another run again.
Oh, Panda says he upped it an hour, so keep going.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So I guess we're still good.
What's up, Panda?
What else have we been talking about that recently? We got talk about some of the esoteric coins. You know, I've got strong feelings that you know, CPU mining may be having some problems just because you've got all these idle AI data centers that they need to make up their revenue, or they got to make up their numbers somehow. And so when they're idle, they're finding some crypto to mine.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. That sucks.
It is. It is true. You know, there's always been an element of that to begin with anyway. I would say that just like anything else, you know, it comes down to being aware of things. So the spec plays are still there. I think a lot of people have learned that you really have to be guarded and kind of keep those gates, so to speak. So really just depends, you know, how much awareness there is. And when we get to this point in the cycle, a lot of people stop paying attention. So, you know, I suppose it all depends on how many people are aware, and it also depends on how many people are still willing to participate, how many people are still sharing. But the hardware is certainly out there, right? We got a guest that wants to say hello. This dude will not leave me alone.
What?
Say hello.
Who's
Oh, it's
that?
midnight. Yeah, so it's really tough for a home gamer to compete against somebody that has $2.5 million in hardware and probably has a power price of, a nickel. It's really tough to compete. And if the coin's listed on hashrate.no, oh god, man, it's too well known. It's too well
Yep,
known.
it
This is
is. It's
true.
crazy.
I
Very well.
appreciate everything that hashrate.no does. You know, they provide a lot of tools, they stay active,
Yeah.
He's
but it's a
great.
double-edged sword, right?
Yeah, but we're also starting to see more of the, I guess, greedier side of everything as well, because hashrate.no has that, but everyone's looking for other coins. And when they find another coin, then it's top secret information. Like you need government level whatever to get access to it. It's getting pretty cutthroat out there. And the same thing with the CPUs. Like a lot of people have been seeing that CPUs, like ever since Ethereum dropped off, really the only option for profits has been CPUs for years. And as people have been slowly building up, we're starting to see all that hash rate come on, even from consumer people, not just all those data centers. And it's just getting rough for everything. And so, like, I don't know. Hopefully, something happens by this cycle to next cycle where either so many people quit and we have mining okay again, or we're just screwed for life. Like, I don't know. Things are rough.
Yeah, I don't think I don't. Okay, this is terrible, but I don't think that you're going to be able to compete against these data centers that are sitting idle.
Oh, you never can.
I mean, like I said, they've got fourth, fifth gen epics sitting there with AI, super expensive AI GPUs. What are they going to do? They're just sitting there, and they're going to have some guys like, hey, we can crypto mine with this, and the only way you're going to beat them is to be in front of them first or have a better miner. But even then, the fact that they've got $2 million worth of hardware, it's very hard to compete.
Yep. Yep. And
There,
it's also
there's
interesting that a lot of these data centers or rental places, they still say no crypto mining, but yet they turn around and do it themselves.
there's a lot
Uh,
of elements to that. So one, the person who's in charge of all of that hardware has to make the decision on how to liquidate it and if they're going to liquidate it. And that becomes a real gray area for large entities. You know, how do they show that as income? Do they show it as income? Do they obfuscate that? And how do they get away with that? There's a lot of gray area in that sense, but certainly people who have, um, let's say, the willpower and the ability to do it, and the understanding, and the structure to tell whoever's in charge of all of the hardware, okay, we're going to pivot, we're going to move to this coin. And it's a lot of moving parts to that, but they certainly have the ability to. The other thing that you have to consider is their power rates. So one thing that's happening right now across the nation is we're subsidizing, and when I say we, I mean the taxpayers are subsidizing their cheap power, and we're paying extra for it through our power companies.
yeah,
Yep,
that
So that
sucks.
100%.
is super frustrating, just being an at-home miner, knowing that, they're getting a better rate than we're getting. We're paying through our tax dollars to build out their infrastructures. And
100%.
yeah, I don't know.
Um,
I don't know what's going to happen in the future with that, but
It's all a
doesn't look
scam to keep the rich richer.
well, I've been approached by no less than 3 data centers for various reasons, and I can tell you the at least 2 of them are out of China, and they've got massive hardware, and even some of the other data centers that are like U.S. based, maybe in Vegas, maybe L.A. They're still doing this. They're still jumping in doing this, and they have investors because they're private entities, and they're like, we don't care that we're picking up pennies in front of a steamroller. We want those pennies.
Ouch. Ouch. They don't care. They'll take it all. Every cent.
I mean, if you do the math, right? Let's say you've got something that's like $2.5 million worth of hardware, and they're making $500 a day. You're like, oh wow, $500 a day. That's 0.02% of the cost of that. It's
for
nothing.
them. Yeah, for them, then that's ROI 0, even though it sounds like a lot to us.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Panda here says, I fear a lot of people who are just now getting into AI and building up is an uphill battle. That's too saturated. Everything is too saturated.
It is. I had a lot of conversations with Grok and ChatGPT about how long it thinks we have to participate and have some good profits. And it said, maybe 2 years, 3 years, and it would be something similar to like crypto mining. You have massive profits initially, more people get in, profits go down. But as far as how long you could participate on a residential level, it guesstimated about 2 years. But what that's not telling you is how much profit. We were making $2 a day with a 3070 for a little while, and then it's down to 50 cents. Now it's down to nothing, and you're just idly sitting there waiting for jobs. Maybe if you're smart, you're mining in the meantime while you're waiting for a job. But it didn't take 2 years. I'll put it that way. It's certainly speeding up with the amount of people that are jumping in. But really, what we need, and I've talked about this, I mentioned it recently on Twitter, is there has to be some type of conversation between large corporations that need compute power and something to subside their fears of leaking proprietary data or spinning up a node and spending an hour getting their large language models all set just for the person on the other end of that hardware to have a power outage or lose internet for a few minutes. Those kind of things have got to be addressed if we really want demand for our hardware. And
yeah, but Rabid's talked about that though. Like no one, the large and medium sized guys, they're buying the hardware themselves.
Yep.
And the small person who, maybe he's making his own, adapting his own LLM or whatever. Your argument is completely right, but man, he can go buy a 5090 or something like that, 4090 or something like that, and just learn it. I don't know if there's a lot of runway for rentals.
Yeah, I don't know. Like what those corporations, like Mindsom was saying that we're subsidized. Well, I'm in Canada, so it might be a little different here. I don't know how it's working here.
You're
but like
definitely subsidizing them in Canada.
Yeah, probably. And they want to build that huge data center in Alberta here, so definitely that's probably where all that money's going. But anyway, you're saying that. So like, how's their taxes work? Like, if they buy all this hardware, like, is that technically could that just be written off to them? They don't 100%. Even need to use it. Like, maybe they're doing this as they're actually making money on buying this stuff, and now they're just going to make more because they can put it on this, stealing all our crypto from us type of thing. So, like, there's all that side of things too.
So Mindsom and I have talked about this, and he knows it really well. A power company comes in to like a data center and says, hey, if you build here, we'll give you this rate, which is a super low rate. And the data center's like, yeah, sure, that sounds great. And so we'll build it here. But the thing is, all the infrastructure and all that stuff, like you as the consumer from that power company are paying that to get them in there.
Absolutely paying for it. and they are able to write off all of their hardware purchases, but that could potentially get them into trouble because take for example OpenAI. I think they're taking depreciation over like 7 years.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
ridiculous.
that's great write-off, but they're also sandbagging equipment. They're holding equipment that they can't even use yet, and they're buying equipment just to prevent the competition from getting it in their hands. So yeah, you've got a write-off, but eventually that wears off, and then you've got hardware. Let's say, for instance, if you depreciate it over 7 years, well, it might lose half of its value in less than 12 months. It's a tricky game to play. I don't know how it's going to play out for them, but we shall see.
So I just highlighted this comment from Panda though, but it says someone emailed me out of Cali. They wanted to rent my 100 times 170 HXs for compute. Even at 1x PCI lane, it was sufficient. 6 months rental, $50K.
Wow.
They can't do math because they could buy that for 30.
Well, maybe they don't have the infrastructure. I don't know. But like, Panda, you have 100x plus 170 HXs. Wow.
So I've got a buddy that was going to buy a couple of 5090s. He's really gotten into building his own agents. He's got one that does the legal side, one that does the infrastructure side, one that does advertising, one that dissects software. And he really wanted to do all of this in-house and stop using ChatGPT to do it. But I told him, man, you really need to run these models yourselves locally just to see if they can do what you're getting out of ChatGPT. And it's a
Yeah.
good thing that I've educated him on that, because he learned pretty quickly what he's getting from ChatGPT, how much he's paying for it. It would take him years to recoup his cost or initial investment versus just continuing to pay ChatGPT to do what he's doing. And then he has to deal with all the hardware either on site or he's got to have it hosted. So yeah, I mean, there's a balance to it. And if anybody is interested in doing this on a large scale, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to go to platforms and they're going to rent and they're going to see what they can get. And then they're going to compare notes and see, okay, do we want to buy this equipment ourselves? Do we want to continue to pay ChatGPT? Or do we want to look at other platforms that may be less expensive? But like I said, the only thing that they're utilizing the platforms that we're renting on is going to be the very low level stuff, like that they do not want their proprietary data out there. They just can't risk anybody taking it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, and Panda says here, he said he didn't have the place or power to do it, and he's out of California. So yeah, California's super expensive power anyway. But that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Like I'd mentioned this too before, like depending, you got your power price as consumer guys we got to deal with. You got to consider upgrading your own infrastructure and all sorts of stuff, and that stuff can get very, very expensive. So like I said, like a lot of people, like they just look at ROI of their single GPU, ROI of their single CPU, but they're not accounting, like, you know, it's thousands of dollars sometimes. Like for me, because my power lines are underground, it's tens of thousands of dollars to upgrade my power. You know, you got to do all these other things, and that's where sometimes just sending it to hosting for, you know, the same power costs, or, you know, cent less or something, is way better off than spending thousands of dollars to upgrade your infrastructure, or, you know, to do this or do that and whatever, right? Plus you don't have to deal with the heat, you don't have to deal with all these other things, add on that extra power. So hosting sometimes just a better option, and maybe that's why some of these rental platforms are, you know, like something we always say, like, why are they renting hardware for that? From maybe it's for those reasons. Like Mindsum said, they're testing it. Should they throw all this stuff into a giant data center they own? Because what's it making first? So they're using these platforms as test phases, as gateways into the whole thing. So yeah, there's a lot of different angles to look at different things.
Yeah, certainly with
I rented
right now, they're they're scratching their heads, reconsidering any decisions they thought they were going to make.
Oh my God. Cost of that DDR5 RAM. Oh my God.
That's the
Unbelievable.
Oh yeah, and like that's the other thing that like us, like whatever platforms we're using, non-Santa, Vast AI, this is all consumer grade stuff. There's no super $150,000 NVIDIA GPUs on there. None of us is buying that, and that's the stuff that these real AI guys want. So like, there's another reason why they can't even support any of the stuff that they're doing it for.
Well, most of them also don't even know the difference in the capabilities between the hardware, right? That's what frustrates me is a lot of them are going to turn their noses up at our consumer level hardware, not realizing that most of the hardware that's out there isn't much better than a 5090 anyway, with the exception of the large VRAM that they have on them.
Yeah, major RAM.
A cluster of 12 5090s or something like that. I mean, you're competing with the big boys there, but they don't know that. They're dumb. They're just like, yeah, Jensen told us this is what we need. That's all they know.
So I have a question, Rabid. Have you considered breaking down some of your CPU mining rigs and just selling your DDR5?
No, I haven't really looked at prices, so no, I haven't. But it sounds like the RAM is going through the roof on.
It's $400. It's $400 now for what, 32 gigabyte DDR5 6000, something like that. $400.
Like in my 9950 X3D, I got 8,000 megahertz RAM. What's that going for now?
That's going for sell on eBay.
That's going for sell on eBay. That's what I'm running my 9950 X3D at. In my workstation, I got 4 sticks of 64 gig RAM, so 128.
Legit question. Like, I've got, I don't know, 5, 6 those 7950. I may break them down. I may literally break them down and sell it. Sell the RAM.
Rabid, I'm looking at recently sold listings on eBay right now. There's a Crucial Pro 128 gig, 2 64 gigabyte sticks, 5600 speeds, sold for $850 used.
What? What?
Yeah.
Sell it.
I'm gonna have to look into this stuff. I don't know what. Okay, I'm going into. I gotta check some stuff out here.
I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking about why the prices have gone up, and that I've learned something that I wasn't aware of. So apparently, when Sam Altman was traveling overseas, I think in Singapore or whatever, and he had meetings set up with the largest manufacturers, Micron, Samsung, and those two companies did not know that both of them were getting a deal. In other words, they thought they were having a meeting. They didn't know that he was going to visit both of them simultaneously, and they didn't know that he pulled the trigger and made a deal with each one of them on the same day or the same trip. So if they had known that, they would have known that basically they just bought up 40% of all of the production for the year. And that's essentially what got us in this pinch. And like I said, a lot of this has to do with them just wanting to prevent the competition from getting the parts that they need. So it could actually potentially get worse before it gets better.
So I just brought up my old PC part picker here of 7900X builds I used to do. The RAM, $460. I think I paid like $90. Like a build for a 7900X is $1,300 now because of the RAM.
I'm considering breaking mine down and selling it.
Look at that.
Why not? And if the price goes down, I'll buy it later.
Everywhere. Amazon 517, PC Cash 623 out of stock. 459 at Memory Express out of stock. And they're selling like nobody has them. Prime has them and Newegg has them. $499, $459 at Canada Computers. That is insane.
It's actually a chance to upgrade, right? Like you sell it,
No
you got some
doubt.
idle rigs, and then later when the price comes down, instead of having 5,200, or you just go to 6,000 then.
Wow. 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 Like,
And it says he's looking at Facebook Marketplace. Most people there or near him have not changed prices yet. He should buy it. You probably should buy it.
Yeah, buy it. It's a total arb. Like absolutely, buy it, sell it on eBay.
Yeah, but then you got to deal with eBay.
I know, it's awful. I agree. I don't want to sell. That's why I still have 3070s in my garage.
Like maybe I should sell, because look here, you can get a single stick of 16 gigabyte for $81. So if we just get that, it's $160. Sell everything for 500 plus, and then reinvest for 160 on cheap crap for now.
Yeah.
So here's 81. This is Canadian prices too. So in the States there, that's like, I don't know, $50 for a single stick of whatever this Crucial is. It'd probably blow up in a week though, so it'd suck. It's only 5,200. Here's the 85 for another Crucial. But this is all out of stock though. Everything.
Yep. Yeah. It's why there's a shortage.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why the price is going up. Yeah, we got to sell what we have.
A massive RAM. I was not like, people have been talking about this RAM shortage, RAM so excited. Never really looked into it or even thought about it. Like, hey, whatever. Yeah, RAM. Who cares? But I didn't realize it was this bad. Oh my gosh. That's
I got lucky.
Why is eBay not cool? And the pirate answered that question for me. He said it's because of the fees. But
oh my god, 13%.
Oh, dude, if you're lucky. The other day I had one where there was like an extra $30 in fees, and I was like, what the hell is this? And I drilled down into the details, and it says international fee. And I'm like, what? I sold to a person in the United States. Why am I getting charged an international fee? So I did a little research. Apparently, if the person on eBay is, let's say, for instance, settling their transactions in a foreign currency, then the seller gets to pay their fees. So
what?
Yeah, it's bullcrap.
That's crazy.
I got lucky and bought 5 7950X rigs. I don't know, like a month or so ago. Legit. I mean, legitimately, I'm probably going to turn them off and sell the RAM.
I see some Team Group T Expert DDR4 here, CL16 3200s. It's only 130 on Amazon in stock.
I heard that Samsung is trying to get Best Buy to agree to send them back their unsold RAM.
Oh man!
Does it have another buyer for it?
Probably.
Yes. Yeah, institutional buyers. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Give us all our RAM back. We're up for the price before you guys cut massive Black Friday deals.
What do they just like unsolder the chips and put them on? I mean, they can't use it for ECC memory. Maybe they can. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
I don't know either. I gotta remember.
Oh God, yeah. Look at DDR5 SODIMM kits. Oh, don't even get us started on that. They're insanely expensive to begin with.
Yep, and I've got a bunch of those too because of those mini S forum boards that I have.
Yeah.
Rabid, did you ever get one of those?
Misinformed minis? No, I never did.
Yeah. Super cheap. Super
I know
cheap.
that's still like me of all people didn't get one of these. Like what?
Yeah.
I can't afford anything right now though. Things are rough. So that's the other issue there.
The pirate's educating me. Yes, server RAM is the same as consumer. The extra chip is for the ECC is different. Okay, thank you. I'm educated now.
There, I pinned a Black Friday link. Smash it, everybody, and search stuff like this DDR4 RAM I just found. It's only 130 for 2 sticks.
Yeah, Yusuf Putz, it's like he sells this 4090 for 2,200 on eBay. You'd only get 1,750. It's ridiculous. This is crazy. It's crazy.
So RAM. Like, how much RAM do I have?
It's looking at his retirement fund all of a sudden.
Okay, I'm bringing it. I gotta take a look here. How come it's not switching? I don't know what's going on. Oh, what the heck?
So, do you guys talk about the privacy coin pump yet?
A little bit, not really. Hopefully Zeph gets in on it. But like what do I have in these things? Like this one, like I said, I got. Why does it say only 27? Oh, I guess it's using some. But yeah, this is 32 gigabyte of 8,000 megahertz RAM in the 9950X3D.
What? And you're only doing 20 mega hash? What the? Or 20 kilohash?
Yeah,
Shouldn't that thing be like baking at like 23 or something?
Well, that's the weird thing. Like, because the clocks are so small. Like, this is Zeph on Random X. It's still like it's not really doing much extra. The clocks are slow, and it's slightly faster. I think I do 19 something with the 6,000. Like it wasn't really much of a difference here, but on things that utilize, the full cache and everything on that, you do see the difference with the 8,000. But on this one, like Random X, you don't really notice that. But like I don't know what all do I got here. Well, I have a rig down, so that sucks. These ones 20. So yeah, they're all 32, I think, and 6,000 megahertz. So what is this? We got 2, 4. Oh, these are 39. So let's do these. 8, 10, 12.
I would sell some RAM, man.
4,
I would.
4, 5, 26. So I got 26 sticks of RAM. Plus another 4 in my workstation. I'll need some RAM for that though, to record and edit videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got Christmas shopping to do, bro. You're running out of time. Better get them listed.
So I have 26 sticks. What are they going per stick about? $200?
Easily.
What did you find? What did you find on eBay? Recently sold for was it 16 gigabit or gigabytes?
I got like $7,800 in RAM.
Oh. I mean, I like money.
I might have to turn off some rigs, guys.
How long would it take you to earn that much at current profitability?
A lot longer for then prices to come down.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's probably the way to go.
I like money.
Wow, farm shutting down because I have no RAM. Oh man! Plus, I didn't count is the epic RAM going up? Because I got tons of sticks in those dual epics and single epics. Is that something expensive too?
DDR4 ECC has gone up, but nowhere near as much as DDR5.
Okay.
I mean, I'm still loading my rigs up with like the extra DDR4 4 gigabyte 2100, server RAM that's been collecting dust.
That's insane. That is insane. I didn't realize the RAM thing that's been going on. So like I don't know, like how bad do you think I could now we're turning into the FOMO and the greed. Like if we wait a little longer, is RAM gonna keep going up as they run out?
I mean, mine some said it. Like if Samsung's going to Best Buy to buy it back,
bad.
That's pretty damn bad.
I think it stays bad and potentially gets worse until one of two things happens.
Either gets worse. You say gets worse
simultaneously if this happens, but the AI bubble bursts and stock market crashes.
Oh yeah.
So everything's going to start getting cheaper if that happens.
That's true. Very true.
Yeah.
And that there have been a lot of people saying that could be coming soon. The AI bubble. They're declaring the AI bubbles could be pretty bad, and it could turn into some really bad things. So it's hard to say. So yeah, we're peaking right now. Could it get a little bit worse? Probably. But yeah, I don't know. Like, could he turn that $7,200 with the RAM into 10,000? Or
so I think Panda's starting his stream.
Oh, is it? What time is it?
Yeah,
12:35. Is he starting it?
Yeah, I think he's starting it.
Let me just run a check here.
Double check me.
Let's go.
Don't want to step on any toes or anything like that.
That's Panda Mining. Let's see here.
And I hope Squirrel Masters is right with Zeph and Zealous needing to pump for the rest of the piracy coins.
That'd be awesome. Zeph,
Please.
if Zeph and frickin' Zealous do it, like I've been saying for a long time, Zealous is a coin I haven't really mined and I need more of. I just like it. Just the way they're
Yeah.
doing things, consumer and just 100%. So yeah, I don't know.
Squirrel Monster
are-
says yes, he's streaming.
Oh yeah, he's live right now. All right, so I guess we will. Panda is live, guys. So everyone, let's go check him out here. We'll end this one up, and maybe we'll continue up on this later on the week or
It was a good
next
stream.
week.
Yeah,
or
smart stuff.
something.
Thanks for the invite, Rabid. Hope to do it again, man.
Yeah, no problem. I just gotta see
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
no problem. I gotta find the redirect here. I don't know where it is. There it is. Search to my videos. No. Panda mining right there. Save that. Alrighty, guys. Appreciate everyone for showing up. Head on over to Mr. Red Panda Mining. This should direct you straight to there as soon as it ends. So much appreciated. Peace.